Hello, everybody. Hi. Nice to have you with us. Great to see you with us. Hi, Monique. Good to see you. Good to see you. I can see you waving there on my screen. So it's great to see you all. And before we get going, I just wanted to quickly mention that we've had over 100 people sign up for tonight's webinar. So, oh my God, which is absolutely great, because it's our goal to help as many practitioners make sure that their business boom in 2021. We know there's also quite a few of us that you've already let us know, thank you so much, that you couldn't make it live tonight, and so I've asked for the recording. So for those of you who aren't watching this live, hello, and watching on the recording, for everyone who has been able to join us live tonight, huge big welcome to you all. Myself and Alicia, we're really looking forward to getting to know you a bit better. So on this webinar tonight, we have professionals from across the healthcare world. So it would be super useful for us, before we start, if you could all please kindly just quickly type in the chat box for me now what you do and where you're joining us from. So if you can type into the chat box now what you do and where you are joining us from, that would be amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. And while you're doing that, I suppose one of the good things about lockdown is that I think we've all got used to being on Zoom a bit more, which is great. Honestly, don't think I have shared or stared at my screen as much as I have in these past few months. Let's all hope we don't get what my mum would say, square eyes. Great. Well, I think so. Like, most of us are here, so I better introduce myself. Hi, I'm Wendy, and myself and my business partner Alicia, we are super excited to be sharing with you our top strategies that help make our practice boom during 2020. So bear with me. Let me just find Alicia. Let me just see if I can unmute her. There she is. She's waving. She's waving there. So you may have noticed that you're all on mute. So when you have a question for us, please do type them into the chat box as we go. Or you can save them to the Q&A section at the end. We will do our best to either answer them as we go, or we will come to the end. So please do type your questions, anything at all, into the chat box. So right then, so we'll better get going, I suppose. Is everybody give me a thumbs up? Are you ready to get going? Yes, awesome, great. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining in. So someone once told me that the secret to success is to show up. And by showing up to this webinar, it tells us that you're dedicated and that you're willing to learn, and you're wanting to make a real difference in yours and the lives of you around you. So, which we believe is truly commendable. And let's face it, you could have chosen to spend your time watching the latest on Netflix or relaxing with a great book, but you didn't. You're here, you showed up, which is awesome. So today we're going to be giving you our top strategies, which we used in 2020 to help boost our practice growth. So if you are watching on the recording, I know you've asked some questions. I'm sure I have a quick shout out to some of the guys that have already kind of emailed in to say they're going to watch the recording. So hi, John and Daniel, Jessica, Alex. So sorry, I can't name you all, but hi to you guys watching on the recording. So let's see who we've got joining us live. I'm just going to have a quick look at the chat box. Let's have a look. Hi, we've got Joel Sim. Hi, Joel. You're a chiropractor. You're from Southampton, my old stomping grounds. Fantastic, lovely place, Southampton, right on the coast. We've got Ben. Ben, he's a chiropractor in the Midlands. Fantastic. Hi, Ben. Welcome. We've got Stephanie, chiropractor in Glasgow. Welcome. Glasgow, great city as well. As I said, sort of like we've got some great cities here. Had many fun nights in Glasgow, many fun nights in the Midlands and Birmingham as well. So who else we got? We've got Nat, clinic manager from North Yorkshire. Great. We love having some clinic managers with us as well as practitioners. We've got Monique from North Wales. Hooray! Myself and Alicia, we studied in Wales, so we've got affinity with Wales. You're a holistic massage therapist. Welcome. As I said, we have all sorts of healthcare practitioners here on this call with us. And we've got Duncan, chiropractor from Chippenham. Hey, Duncan, nice to have you with us. So then, guys, Thank you all so much. We should close that chat box down. Thank you so much for joining us.
And I'm going to say a special hello, because I don't think you went right to the top of the messages.
Oh,
we missed Sandra, a chiropractor in Woking. Hi, Sandra. Apologies for that. And Sally McTimony, chiropractor in Bicester. We've had some great shopping trips in Bicester, Sally. So welcome, Sandra. Welcome, Sally. Hi.
Thanks, Liz. Yeah, many happy hours spent at Bicester Village, I must admit. So thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. And for those of you who have joined us before for one of our webinars, you already know that today we're going to be going deep, and we're going to be going long, and we're going to require your engagement. So we simply may ask you just to raise your hand, perhaps give us a thumbs up. We may ask you to write something down, so hopefully you've got pen and paper with you or something to write on. Or we might even ask you just to type something into the chat box. Myself and Lucia, we may say some things that you already know, some things that you don't know. We are not here to tell you what is right and wrong, but rather to give you more information so that you can, run your practices in a manner that benefits both your communities around you and you as the owners as well. So we do urge you to keep an open mind, and it is our promise to you that by the time you end the session today, that you will be better informed as to how to grow and sustain that growth during these really strange and crazy times that we currently find ourselves in, and to effectively pandemic-proof your practice. So it was Benjamin Franklin who first said, "Tell me and I will forget, teach me, may remember, engage me and I'll learn." So if we ask you to engage with us, please do. It will really help you get the most out of this time we're spending together. Plus, it really helps us, because it's kind of lonely up here, isn't it, Liz? So if you engage with us, we would really appreciate it. So can you all give me a thumbs up if it's okay with you to give me some engagement? Yeah, or a thumbs down if you're not. That's great. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay. So let's perhaps kick off tonight with asking you all this question. So the question is, what do you think are the 2 sentences that will stop you from improving? So what are the 2 things that you hear other people say that will stop you from improving? If you can type your answer into the chat box for me now, the 2 sentences that will stop you learning and growing. And I'll just give you a couple of moments to type that in. And I'll just check the chat box. See if we've got any other questions as well. Let's have a look. Oh, don't be shy, don't be shy. All answers are correct. There's no wrong answers. So Joel has put, "I can't and I won't." Yes, great answer that, Joel, great answer. Anybody else can be brave to type something into the chat box for me? Sarah, yes. "I don't know enough." This is a brilliant answer. It's a great answer. Stephanie says, "Being complacent." Yes, this is a challenge for many of us, including ourselves. We can all be complacent at times. Monique says, "Lack of confidence." Again, this is something that we all go through bouts of. Very normal and very often. Sandra says, "I can be too lazy and don't know how to improve things." Sandra, you have come to the right place. We are going to get you doing things and improving things. Stephanie says, "I'm too busy." Yes, this is something that we often hear our clients say, "I'm just too busy." And Ben says, "I know it all." Yes, this is a very good answer. We hear that a lot. And Monique says, "Lack of motivation." Yes, this is true. We hear this an awful lot with our coaching clients. So then, I'm sure you're all very fantastic. Thank you guys for joining in and playing along. As I said, the question was the 2 sentences that hinder growth, and they were all great answers. But the answer to this one is number 1. I already know this. I think Ben said this already. I already know this, or I already do this. Number 2, the other sentence which hinders growth is, "This won't work for me," or "This won't work for me here." So I already know this, I already do this, or "This won't work for me," or "This won't work here." So, in the words of Tony Robbins, you don't know it unless you are doing it. So like an umbrella, the mind works best when it's fully open. So trust us, the strategies that we're going to be talking about today, they work for us, and they work for all of our coaching clients, both here and in the States. So before we get started, I also wanted to let you know that for those who can stay right to the end, we have super cool bonuses for you. But more about these later on. So here we go. So we're going to be giving you our top strategies, which made our practice boom in 2020. Honestly, guys, it may sound ridiculous, but each one of these strategies has genuinely helped us grow our business, even through lockdown. So how many of you are excited to learn how? Great. So we're going to be spending the next hour or so with each other. Is it okay if I firstly tell you a little bit about ourselves? Is that okay if I tell you a little bit about ourselves? Give me a thumbs up if that's all right. Yes, great. Thank you, guys. So myself and Alicia, we are healthcare business owners and healthcare practitioners, and we love to help those who've either just started out or been doing this for a while and have plateaued. So back in 2006, we'd been graduated for 4 years back then, and we've been working as chiropractors in private practice. And during those first 4 years in private practice, we worked for 7 separate practices between us. And we were working 8-hour shifts, Monday to Friday, day off in the week, traveling for about 18 minutes a day. And at that time, we felt we were making more money for our bosses than ourselves, is what we felt. And I'm sure many of us on this call can relate to that at some point of time, right? So, but what we really wanted was to open up our own practice, one that didn't involve us spending nearly 2 hours traveling in our cars every day. And in our own practice, we would treat people how we wanted to treat them, free from the shackles and rules imposed on us by our employers. And we could design our own rules and ways of doing things. We wanted to create the ultimate practice of happy patients. And we wanted to be free, free to earn more, free to spend more, have more free time to spend with our friends and our family. We wanted to travel more, see the world, buy our first homes. That was the dream. So back then, we were trying to get our own practice up and running. We had to work 2 jobs between the 2 practices. So we were now working Monday to Friday, 8 till 7 or 8 p.m. sometimes, plus that 2-hour journey time on top. No days off, just the weekends. And those weekends we were spending doing planning, paperwork, admin for our own chiropractic business. We didn't mind, we thought we had to do this. We had bills to pay, we had credit card debts, we had student loans to repay. We didn't want to get any further into debt. And what we really wanted was to wake up excited to go to work somewhere with an uplifting atmosphere, with people who loved and cared about what we did as much as we did, and to be paid accordingly to reflect the work we put in. We did feel terrible though, because we were working so many hours and we're in pretty bad moods most of the time because we were so tired that it really started to affect those close to us. We felt even worse because both of us at that time had family members who were really struggling in their personal lives, and we wanted to be there for them, but because we were so tired, we had nothing extra to give them, and we felt we were really letting our loved ones down. So we'd hit a brick wall. We felt burnt out, and we finally realized something had to change when we were even too tired to plan and go on holidays anymore. And for those who on this call who know us well, myself and Alicia, we love a holiday. So we were even too tired to plan and go on holidays, and that's when we knew something had to give. So, but luckily for us, that was back in 2006. Alicia came across, it was a random marketing email from a consultancy group. They were based down in London, and they specialized in helping chiropractors grow their practices. And we decided to take the leap, took on their mentorship, and that's when everything changed for us. Since then, we've worked with many mentors over the years, and we still do. We discovered that you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You simply need to realign it. Why fumble in the dark, making loads of mistakes when you can avoid the pitfalls by taking the lessons that others have learned before you. And it became crystal clear to us that this was the secret to fast tracking our way to success. It was made clear to us how having more structure and more systems within our business would really create explosive growth. And discovering the secret meant we were able to become more efficient and effective practitioners. And we rapidly grew our practice from seeing 40 visits a week to 200 visits a week. And we then soon realized, because we were so busy looking after our existing patient base, that we were rapidly running out of appointment space to see new patients. And our waiting list was continuing to grow. And we realized that if we wanted to achieve our goal of helping as many people as possible, we wouldn't be able to do that on our own. And so we needed extra pairs of hands for this. And so we started to take on associates. And we thought, our associates would get busy quickly, just like we did. We thought that just by hanging out with us, they would learn how it was done. And we soon realized that this wasn't always the case, and that we did need to spend an awful lot of time and energy training them on the why behind what we do and then how to do it. And we realized that all our team, from the associates to the massage therapists, to the receptionists, they all were going to require training from us. And we knew that this would become, extremely time consuming and tiring for us. And we knew we should stop thinking of how to find the time to train them all. And instead we needed to find a way to train them in what they needed to know without us having to do this one-on-one with them each and every time. And as a result of this epiphany, we designed our ultimate all-in-one training programs, which are online, which include all our written down training systems and our explanatory videos. And after we did that, recruiting and training wasn't a block for us at all, because all we needed to do was plug them into our online training programs. And we gained peace of mind because we knew knowing that they were being trained correctly, and we gained more free time to do the things that we love to do, like spend time with our friends and family, travel, holiday more, and it allowed us time to teach others how to do the same. So suddenly our business was rapidly growing and expanding, and we as a team were helping more people, and our turnover had exploded, which is great. And our plan was to start with creating online training programs for our chiropractic associates. So as I said, we started writing everything we did down, from how to make a great first impression, to how to educate patients so that they choose to stick to their recommendations, to encouraging them to maintain. We then realized that this was working so well for us that we did the same for our massage online training program. And then after that, we did the same for our receptionist online training programs. But even after all that, things were still not perfect. So here's what I mean. So mine and Alicia's focus and aim has always been to help as many people as we could back to health. And our practice now has 5 chiropractors, 4 massage therapists, a whole team of tech CAs, and our practice sees over 550 visits a week. Yes, even during lockdowns, but we knew we could be helping more. And we also became really sad watching fellow healthcare colleagues really struggle to grow their businesses and really struggle to make a decent living from it. And eventually some of them even just gave up, closed up shop. And we ended up becoming so frustrated that we decided to set up our own coaching business so that we can share our proven training and systems with others. We chose to call it Leontief and Davis after our combined surnames. And we thought if we could create something that would make it possible for other healthcare professionals to avoid the mistakes that we made, expand their practices so they too could help as many people as they could back to health, that would be awesome. So after that, we immersed ourselves in many marketing seminars to learn the skills of how to get our message out there and how to reach out to everybody on this call. And now we not only coach and train our own team, but owners and their teams from many other practices as well. So we now spend less time working in our business, adjusting patients. Indeed, Alicia now prefers to manage the business more from home and balances that with looking after her little toddler. And I spend one afternoon a week solely adjusting my favorite patients, because I stopped accepting new patients about 5 or 6 years ago. And it allows me to travel the world a little bit more, obviously when COVID allows us to. Okay, so this may all sound all too good to be true, but it is true now. We can now recruit and train any new team member in 4 weeks with little or no input from us, as all their training is via our online programs. And we can now hire slow and fire fast, as training hasn't put so much time pressure on us, and we now have amazing work-life balance. So as a result of this, we were able to achieve the following. So we have published a book. We are currently working on our second. We have a growing property portfolio. We holiday and travel for 3 to 4 weeks at a time, 3 to 4 times a year. And we have won awards, and our amazing, amazing team have also won awards. And as a result of this, we're able to achieve our dream of traveling around Asia. All this whilst our practice turnover increased, with us even having to be in there. And we also brought our beautiful Victorian 3-story building that our practice currently resides in, and we achieved our dream of becoming published authors. We've also been able to stop spending so much time at work, worrying about how to keep all those plates spinning and wondering where the money's coming in from, because we now have an amazing team of people around us. And we can stop all that worry and stress, because we can now recruit and train so quickly, and we can remain focused on the bigger picture and not get bogged down sweating the small stuff. So in the end, all this means we're now able to spend more time with our loved ones. We never miss any of the highlights of their lives. We spend more time relaxing, doing the things we really enjoy, like traveling to exotic locations, scuba diving, drinking cocktails on the beach. And we also get to indulge in another one of our loves, coaching others on how to do the same. We absolutely love, love, love seeing the transformations that our coaching clients go through. So incredibly proud of all that they've achieved. So then, hands up here, who would like to learn how we and our elite coaching members did all of that? Yes? Yes. Well, we did it using strategies. We can't wait to share some of these strategies with you all now. We hope you are excited to learn what these are, as we are excited to share them with you. Before we get started, I just wanted to say that myself and Alicia's main focus is always to help as many people back to health as we can. However, today we will be talking money, as we will be going through our top strategies on how to sustain growth in these strange times and to make your practice boom in 2021 like we did in 2020. So our patients are the centre of all we do. The way we see it is that the increase in our annual turnover is purely a result or a symptom of helping others. Now, myself and Alicia, we are chiropractors, but this doesn't mean our strategies only work for us chiropractors. I know we have on tonight's call massage therapists, physios, osteos, naturopaths who are watching the recording, and these strategies will work for you too. We know, because we already work with other healthcare professionals. Right then, let's jump into it. So, for those of you who have joined us on a webinar before, we always explain that there really are only 3 ways to increase immediate cash flow and ultimately turnover, and these are. So, number 1, increase the number of new patients through your door through internal and external marketing. Number 2, increase your prices. Pretty self-explanatory. Number 3, increase your patient's average spend. So once they have decided to take up care with you, what else can you offer them that could further enhance their recovery, yeah? So today's webinar, we're going to be focusing mainly on point number 1, increasing the number of new patients through your door. So mine and Alicia's main goal today is the same as it always has been, is to help as many people as we can. So tonight we will be teaching you the strategies that have enabled us to consistently bring in more than 30 new patients each and every week. These strategies have enabled us to help even more people every week, and it's allowed us to take on more associates and has ultimately grown our practice to the size it is today. So currently we have 5 full-time associates with packed diaries, and the reason for this is our ability to create and maintain a steady flow of new patients. And in fact, we've been so busy since we started implementing these strategies that we now often have a 2 to 3 week waiting list for our patients, new patient slots. And that's not just for one, but for all of our chiropractors. So hands up if you would like to have that as your main problem. Yes, great, isn't it? Who wouldn't want that? as I said, however, it wasn't always like this. We have had to spend thousands upon thousands to perfect our methods. And now we're not going to have enough time, sadly, on this webinar to go through all the minute details involved in implementing all of those strategies. I mean, that would be impossible. It would take hours and hours of weeks and weeks. But our aim tonight is to shift your mindset. And we guarantee that at least one of these strategies is something that you can start to work on straight away. Now, the strategies we're about to discuss with you may well be new to you. There may be things you have tried before. Perhaps you've already had some success with them before, but for some reason you've stopped doing them, or perhaps your results have faded over time. So it was Anthony D'Angelo who said, don't reinvent the wheel, just realign it. So don't reinvent the wheel, just realign it. And that is what we're here to help you with today. So with no further ado, let's get going with strategy number 1, which is screenings. I'm just going to unmute you, Liz, for some unknown reason. It's still muted you. Let me see if I can unmute you. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hello.
Oh,
The joys of technology. So we spent many hours, days, and over the years, I'm sure, weeks, sat around on screening days, twiddling our thumbs, and some screenings have been busier than others. So I remember one particular screening we went to, it rained all day, we were cold, we were wet, the turnout was really low, it hadn't been organised particularly well, the toilet was about 5 miles away, and the people that did come didn't want to stay and chat because they were cold and wet themselves. Everything was just a bit of a disaster, and we were really frustrated because we blocked ourselves out of the diary for the day. So is this familiar to anybody here? Yeah. I mean, we might have screened a handful of people, we might have converted 1 or 2 new patients, but we've been there all day, we were cold, wet, tired, our energy was really low. So we really needed to find a way to improve this, to make it better. And we knew we had to maximise what we got out of the screenings. So we knew we needed to develop a much better strategy. So how did we do it? So we did it by changing the way we organised them, and we brought our screenings in-house. This meant we could control booking times, so there's no lulls in our day. It meant anybody coming to us had to contact us first for a time slot. That then gave us the opportunity to speak to them before the day, ask loads of questions, really build rapport. So by the time they came to the centre, they were confident we were the right place for them, that we could help them. We also developed a specific team, a screening template the entire team could fill out, which meant whoever that patient saw, the care was of a consistently high standard. And the results have been amazing since we've implemented this. Since we've brought the screenings in-house and we've implemented our booking strategies, our conversions have gone through the roof. So prior to implementing, we were lucky if we got a handful of patients and converted 25%, but we now convert over 90% of attendees into a new patient consultation. We don't spend 12 hours a day at a screening in the cold and wet. No, we've brought them all in-house in 4 or 5 hour really high energy shifts. And our last screening that we did in-house under COVID conditions, so we did a screening week. We screened 3 hours every day for 5 days, conducted, like I said, with COVID restrictions, generated 45 new patients. So it's a really simple but effective strategy, and it's something you can do in the current climate.
Wow, as I said, 45 new patients in just the 3 to 5 days is amazing. So let me just go through a little bit of a summary of what Alicia, thank you, Alicia. We'll just go through a summary of what Alicia went through there. So one of the things Alicia said we should be doing is introduce booking times, which enable you to better time management and rapport building and patient engagement. Number 2 was build rapport by contacting potential patients before the screening day. I can't emphasize how important rapport building is. It's increased our attendance and retention massively. So really spend time. Don't fake it. Really mean it. You need to truly care and take time to find out things about the person that you're talking to on the phone before the screening. Find out personal details from them. Do they have a dog? Do they have a cat? Where do they like to holiday? Really connect with them. You want to find some form of common ground with them, because you want to become that, well, that trusted friend on the phone. Because if you become that trusted friend, why would they not turn up to see you? So rapport building is so important. Also, create consistency, as Alicia says, by having a screening day template, which all the team members know and follow. And since we implemented this, over 90% of our screening attendees are converted into a full paid consultation, which is amazing. So can I see by a raise of hands who likes the sound of that? Thank you. Now that you've heard about this, who now is planning to have their next screening in-house, not outside getting cold? Yeah, I thought so. Cool. Okay, thanks, Liz. So let's move on to strategy number 2, which is social media.
So we all know we should use social media, and we all know it's a great way of promoting ourselves. The problem is turning that growth in online presence into growth in the practice. So turning those followers into new patients. So when we first started out, we really wanted to educate our community, really explain chiropractic in minute detail. So we spent loads of time preparing, discussing, planning and editing. And by the time we posted, because it was so time consuming, we were typically only managing to post once or twice a month. And it became really disheartening because we'd only have a handful of views, 1 or 2 likes, and we just weren't sure where we were going wrong. Is this familiar to anybody here on this call? So we really needed to find a way to increase the followers we had and to turn those followers into new patients. So like all aspects of our practice, we knew we needed to develop a clear strategy. And we realised for it to be successful, we'd have to spend time doing it. We discovered the key to building and maintaining an online presence was to post as much and as often as possible and really mix the media up. So videos, photos, texts. We interacted with any comments we got as quickly as we could. We really kept those response times down to a minimum. And we even created a private Facebook group for our current guests in care for a sense of exclusivity and to further build rapport. And the results have been amazing since utilising social media for our business and as part of our brand. We've seen an increase in our likes and followers. So our Facebook page has over 4,000 followers. Our most successful posts have received thousands of likes and shares and reached over 40,000 people. We average a 10% rise month on month of new followers, and this has been great in attracting more people to the centre, but also in educating the community about what we do and the services we offer. We've integrated live chat now into the social media pages, so we generate new patients now directly through social media, and approximately 30 to 40 new patients a month come through social media. So it's something we really recommend going all in on.
Thanks, Liz. So can I just see by a raise of hands, who here already is using social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Okay, cool. And how many of you post every day? Okay, some of you, great. And how many realise now that you should be posting more? Yeah. So let's just go on to we'll go through the summary now. So you need to create your pages, keep working on them, use mixed media. So post videos, pictures, text, post anything and everything. What tends to stop our clients from posting is fear. So it's fear of being challenged by peers, the public about your content, fear of perhaps looking stupid or unprofessional. please don't worry and let this stop you. Quantity over quality wins in this game. Your aim is to engage with your audience, let them get to know you and your team. When they feel they know you, they're going to connect with you and they're going to trust you and they're going to come and see you. So most of our popular posts that get thousands and thousands of likes are the ones with our pets in them. So dogs, cats, guinea pigs, perhaps also what the team have been doing together outside the practice. We went 10-pin bowling with the team before COVID, and the videos we posted on our Facebook page, they got thousands of likes. One of our team members, Rachel, has the cutest dog you've ever seen. Her dog gets thousands of views. So we tend to work on a ratio for our posts of 2/3 non-educational fun and 1/3 inspirational educational. So your page really needs to represent you, your practice and your vision. Post often, really create some momentum in your social media. Be prepared though to put in the time, because the only person you can cause your social media not to work is you. Cool. So can I just see by a raise of hands, are you still with us? Great. So can I also just quickly check as well, who here has a dedicated marketing team already? Okay. Have you all planned your marketing strategy now for the next 12 months coming up? Okay. All right. Okay. So who is ready for, Duncan, yes, you do. Fantastic. So are we all, Sarah's like, are you kidding? So, but don't worry, Sarah, if you haven't, you are in good company, don't you worry. So are we all ready for strategy number 3? Awesome. So strategy number 3 is turning those leads into patients.
So this is one of my favourite strategies. So a few years ago, it was myself and Wendy and a couple of other chiros, and our growth was very organic. The new patients we saw were very self-generating. So we hadn't considered marketing, we just didn't need to, it wasn't our focus. But it got to the point where we were turning people away, and it was our goal to help as many people in our community as we could. So we really wanted to take on more practitioners and help more. And because historically it had been so organic in the past, we presumed it'd be exactly the same when we got associates. However, this wasn't the case. And speaking from personal experience with myself and Wendy, we've never worked as hard in the business as we have when we've owned it. We're much more focused, we're concentrating on really driving that practice forward, and we just weren't that as focused as we are now as associates. But like I said, to have success, we already said you really need to put the work in, but it's not possible to always do everything. So despite our ever increasing social media presence and successful screenings, there's still loads to do to convert that lead into a new patient, into a course of care. And we quickly realised we'd need the entire team to muck in, make calls, post screening ads and help out with the screenings. And this was great. We'd recruited well, we'd trained well, but they were becoming overwhelmed with the sheer volume of work and the additional tasks. So everything was being dropped or only being half done because the phone was constantly ringing, the email inquiries never stopped, and we ran the risk of losing the leads, or we just did not have time to contact them. And as you can see from the graph we're just about to show, the longer you leave it to contact a lead, the less likely they are to book in. So we already have extensive strategies in place for all aspects of our practice. We've developed online training programs for each and every role, and we've got some great hiring techniques. And we now knew we needed to apply all of that to marketing. So using everything we learned, we set about hiring somebody and a team to head up the marketing aspect of the practice, and to ensure that they created and executed all our marketing strategies and organised events. We really wanted them to ensure that all our leads were followed up promptly and that KPIs were collated. The data that we gain from the KPIs, we then use to refine our methods. We used our newly developed training program to ensure that fully they understood all the things we developed. And this is the final piece of the puzzle. It really enabled us to manage all of our leads, so all those patients who really wanted to come and see us. We could contact them all really swiftly. We've now got a fully fledged welcoming sequence that incorporates physical media, photos, videos, text calls, that takes a patient through a course of care and beyond. We can hold more spinal screenings, weekly screenings, more outside events. Our paid for advertising is much more focused, much more successful. We now have a full marketing team, including tech CAs, people who screen for us. Our diaries filled 12 months in advance with multiple types of marketing. And having a team fully focused on marketing and increasing our community outreach means the rest of the team can remain 100% focused on patient care. And as we stated at the start of the webinar, we consistently see more than 30 new patients every week. Our yearly turnover has increased by over 50% since implementing these strategies, and we now help other practices to do the same.
Awesome, thanks Liz. So can I just see, can you all give me a thumbs up if you learned something new from that section? Great, thank you. What I'd like you to do now is to just write down on what you have, whether it's a tablet or whether it's pen and paper, just write down now the 2 things that you can implement tomorrow, just the 2 things that you could possibly implement tomorrow from what you've learned from that section. Cool. And while you're doing that, I'll just go through the summary with you. So turning leads into patient, you have to have a well thought out training program ready for when you do hire that marketing team, if you don't have one already. Ensure that they understand all of your strategies that you use. You need to contact your potential patient or client ASAP. Remember, your success rate drops to only 36% from 391% after an hour has elapsed. So the graph that we showed you before is fantastic. We've actually found that if we don't reply to an inquiry within 3 minutes, the dropout rate is massive. So remember, when they contact you at their highest motivation. They're also contacting you at a time that's convenient for them. If you reply too late, they've either gone elsewhere, or perhaps you'll be contacting them at an inconvenient time. They're not going to answer, and you've lost that lead forever. So you really do need someone who's going to be manning your pages 24/7, or at least during working hours. So really important to really kind of contact them as soon as possible. As Alicia said, we also have a welcome sequence of emails and text, calls, and physical media to increase our patient engagement. Having a dedicated marketing team like we have, it brings us in over 30 new patients a week. And since implementing, our turnover has increased by over 50%. So then, we now have a bonus strategy to include for you guys. And so I'm going to pass you over to Alicia for our bonus strategy, which is membership.
We couldn't not include this in our webinar because we really felt it'd be giving you a disservice, because it's a strategy that brings us in over £250,000 every year. So we had to include this. So a few years ago, we were stuck at home, unable to get to work. I had a phone call from one of the receptionists in the morning. I can't get to work. I can't get my car out of the drive. It snowed. There's a lot of snow. I opened the curtains where I live in Cheshire, and there was a lot of snow here. And I knew that where our practice is on the edge of the Pennines, the snow would have been a lot more up there. So we were actually closed for 10 days because of the snow. And despite having nothing coming in for 10 days, we still had 10 days worth of outgoings going out. So we really wanted to find a way to increase our regular cash flow without terrifying our regular patients. We knew we couldn't keep our prices the same forever because the costs of running a business, particularly when you're forced to close, are always increasing. But like many of you, I'm sure, we didn't want to scare our regulars away with a price increase. So does this sound familiar to anybody? Yeah. So how did we solve the problem? We solved it by introducing a membership program. So our existing patients would pay the same as they'd always paid, so 40, but rather than paying each time they came in, they'd pay by direct debit on the first of the month. This meant we had a constant source of income coming in each and every month. Because they'd prepaid for that service, they'd always book to come in, nothing else got in the way. So let's say the practice was closed for 2 weeks because of the snow. They'd be in 2 weeks later in that month to get their adjustment because they prepaid for it. They wouldn't skip a month or two and leave it 3 months. They'd be in that month because they paid. This allowed us to increase our pay-as-you-go prices to 45, as the new patients coming to us wouldn't know the difference. So they paid 45, they don't know any different. The existing patients are paying 40, they're happy. And the results have been hugely successful, especially during the pandemic, because despite being closed for 2 months, we had a regular income of £20,000 a month that we could pay towards wages. We contacted all our members beforehand to assure them that any money they paid would be banked for future sessions, so they didn't cancel the direct debits. And once we reopened, we saw them all for catch-ups, so they were really happy. And who wouldn't be happy with a guaranteed income of £20,000 coming in each and every month?
Oh, amazing. We love, it's one of our favourite strategies, membership. Can I just see by with a raise of hands who already has membership? Okay, and who, after listening to Alicia, who here is thinking of now adding one? Yeah, and who is afraid of raising prices during these crazy times? Yeah, I know we all are, but membership is a fantastic way of introducing a price raise for new people while keeping existing patients on their current price. So fantastic. If you haven't thought about creating a membership and a value added program for your patients, a membership program, then I would highly recommend it. So let me just go through the membership summary for you. So having membership in place, it allows you to implement that price rise without alienating your existing patients. Having a membership in place means patients reschedule their appointment to later on in the month if they need to, rather than cancelling it altogether and coming in the next month. So you would have to lose 20% of your client base to not make increasing your prices by 10% worth it. So what scares many of our coaching clients about increasing their prices, especially during these crazy times we find ourselves in, is that they worry that their entire list will say, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford that price rise. And if they can't afford it, they're going to head off to somewhere else. Trust us, they're not going to do that. Remember, they have built rapport with you. It's like having a favorite hairdresser or a favorite dentist. You are going to stay with them, even if the prices go up a little bit, because you have rapport with them, you trust them, you enjoy going to see them. So if you increase your prices by just 10%, so just 10%, 20% of your patient base would have to effectively leave before it would make it not worth doing. So as I said, increasing prices is fine, and membership is a great way of doing this. And as I said, guaranteed lump sum we get from our membership. We didn't touch ours. So at the end of the year, we had over £240,000 to go towards our tax and profit. And membership, this strategy brings us in over £20,000 a month during COVID, despite the centre being closed, and it's still growing. Cool. So, oh my goodness, time flies. So let me just go through a final recap for you guys. So if you haven't made notes already, perhaps this is the time to do it. So point number one, if you haven't already, start hosting in-house screening events. Hopefully, Monique, our explanation in the chat helped you understand what we mean by screening events. This is, as I said, just when we invite people to come to our centre. They come to meet the team, they have a very brief posture check, their case history is taken, and just to see whether or not they would benefit from what we do, and then they get invited back for a more detailed examination after that. So that's what we do in our screening, they come back for that. As I said, have your in-house, have your screenings in-house, no more standing out in the cold, no more struggling with those banners and tents. And remember to introduce time slots to allow time to better get to know your potential patient, build that really important rapport, promote your practice. Number two, promote yourself and your practice to a wider audience through targeted social media. So quantity over quality wins with this. You need to be producing and posting way more than you think. Once or twice a month is not going to cut it. Let's have a look. It's good. Thank you. So it's not going to cut it. Develop a marketing team and screening team. Leave this rather time-consuming job to those who love it. It'll free you up to do what you do best, and that's helping people. Number four, develop an added value membership option for your patients to join so that they continue with you into maintenance care and beyond. And number five, have marketing systems and structures that work for you. The key then is to be consistent and stick to them. Cool. As Alicia mentioned, we do love helping other practices with their social media campaigns. We had such incredible results with our practice that we now love helping other practices run their social media marketing campaigns for them. The new patient results have been insane, and it means they aren't wasting their time in learning via trial and error about how to do these things correctly and successfully. They aren't wasting money as well on ads that don't work, meaning that they get quality new patients for minimal ad spend. And the clients that we do this for, they don't have that constant worry about needing to find new patients, and their focus is purely now on giving awesome patient care. So give me a thumbs up if you feel like you've learned something today. Awesome, thank you guys, amazing. And hands up if you feel like you could start to implement some of those things straight away. Cool. So as you can now possibly appreciate, it would be impossible to cover everything you need to grow and sustain and make your practice boom in 1 hour, let alone one night. You do need to find systems and structures that work for you. The key then is committing to and sticking to them. So our goal is to help as many people on this call as we can. So how can we help you more? So is it okay if we spend the next few minutes to tell you more about how we can help you? Awesome, cool, thank you. So we can help you get everything you need to grow and sustain and make your practice boom ethically. We can help you gain more time, more money, more freedom. We can decrease your stress. We can help you increase your retention ethically, because we have a whole toolbox of systems that you can use over and over again, so you never have to make these things up as you go. Just some of the things that you're going to learn are, one, the secrets to running a successful Facebook campaign. Two, how to create a successful patient screening event. Three, how to avoid those common pitfalls. We're going to teach you the real success to a low stress practice. We're going to teach you how to stop worrying about finances and lack of time. So we are offering 4 free discovery calls on a first served basis. So myself and Alicia's time is limited. We only work with a small number of people. So for those who book in for a call, we have those extra special bonuses. So bonus number 1 is a free taster of our pre-screening program. So where our marketing team, they talk you through how we prep and set up our in-house screening events. We go over ad types, how to create a campaign, lifetime value, screening questionnaire, telephone consultations, reminder texts and emails. It's insane value, and I can't believe that we're giving you guys this for free because the program is worth $797. So this is the exact blueprint of what we do to advertise our in-house screening events, how we set them up on Facebook, how we capture those leads and how we convert those leads into bookings, how we run these in-house. And as Alicia said, our last screening conducted during lockdown, it generated 45 new patients. Each of them were paying £45 for the consultation, which generated us £2,025 at the front end, plus whatever they decided to spend with us afterwards, i.e. if they took up a course of care. So what is that worth to you? As I said, we're going to be giving you this away for free just for booking on with a discovery call with us. But not only that, we're going to give you another bonus. So bonus number 2 is our 41-step health accelerator. It's worth £49. We're going to gift that to you. This is the step-by-step process we follow in our centre to all our new patients for our first contact with us, through a course of care and beyond, so they achieve and maintain optimal health. You're going to get this just for booking a discovery call with us. As I said, that's worth £49. Not only that, we're going to give you another bonus. It's a copy of our ebook called 40 to 400. And it's all about how we rapidly grew our practice from seeing 40 visits a week to 400 visits a week. So in this ebook, we cover more about the structure and the frameworks we utilize to enable our whole team to sing from that same hymn sheet, ensuring all our patients receive the same high standard of care, so no matter who they saw. It also talk about how we organize our appointment diary to maximize the numbers of people we can help, and how prepaying for care can really enhance a patient's results. You'll also get this, as I said, it is worth £49 when you book in for your discovery call with us. So not only do you get 1, but 2, you get all of these 3 bonuses when you book on the free, as I said, it's a completely free discovery call with us, with myself and Alicia today. On our discovery call, we're going to work with you to discover what things you can change right now to improve your practice, decrease your stress, increase your spare time and income. As I said, this is just a summary of all the things. So bonus number 1 is the pre-screening taster program. It's worth $797. It's all about our last in-house, remember our last in-house screening. Event bought us in £2,025. I said this is just for booking in a free call with us. Bonus number 2, 41-step health accelerator worth £49. It's our step-by-step patient journey, as I said, just for booking in a free call with us. Bonus number 3 is a copy of our ebook entitled 40 to 400. It's worth £49. You get to learn more about our structure, the frameworks we use to move from seeing 40 to 400 visits a week. So this bonus material is in total worth £895 just for booking a free discovery call with us. That's all yours. Cool. So, who's this call? Who's our free discovery call worth? Right for? It is right for someone who's been at a while, but perhaps has plateaued. Someone who is just starting out. Someone who wants to increase the number of people they help and increase their turnover. Someone who wants more freedom, free time, more money to do the things that they want to do. Someone who will implement things, and someone who realizes that there are no overnight successes. So if you are interested in working more closely with us, book yourself in for our free discovery call. Click on the link, it's in the chat box right now. As I said, when you book your discovery call with us, you will get all those bonuses. You will get your 40 to 400, the ebook, You're going to be getting your free taster program. You're going to get your 41-step health accelerator. It is worth £895. It is free for you guys, just for booking on for a free discovery call with us. Okay, so then I'm just going to quickly check through the questions that were emailed to us from the guys that are going to be watching the recording, and also the Q&A box as well. Let's just see if anybody's asked any questions in there. Okay, let's have a look. So let me quickly check. Okay, so Gareth asks, can I have a discovery call this week with you guys? Yes, of course. There are just 3 spaces left now, though. Just 3 spaces left. John asks, how long do I have to register? Sunday. You have till Sunday, John, to register. Remember, it is a first come, first served basis. Just a quick reminder, to claim all your bonuses today, just click on the link in the chat box and book yourself in for that free discovery call with us. Claire asks, can my business partner come on this call too? Yes, Claire, your business partner is very welcome. Bring them along. Daniel asks, is it really free? Yes, Daniel, it is a free call. Right, let me just check if there's any more questions that we've not answered in the chat box. That's all that. Oh, Duncan, fantastic you've joined. We look forward to our discovery call with you. So look, any other questions? I think we're there. Awesome stuff. Right then, before we go, we truly believe that the secret to success is showing up. Thank you so much, guys. You are already winners for being here. Do remember to click on the link to book in for your call. As I said, we only have 3 spaces left now. So click on the link and book yourself on in. Many of you, absolutely our pleasure. Thank you for joining us. So then, guys, have an amazing evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for joining us. Have a great one. Thank you, Sandra. And we look forward to seeing you soon. All right, then, everybody. Have a great one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.